Going for the next or ninth problem behavior under this self-centered and explosive nature of behavior is that child is moody and quite temperamental. This is also a very commonly displayed skill among children. As we have discussed in the beginning, sometimes child is from the birth itself, child is sometimes display such kind of behavior related to moody and temperamental. But as I said, it's very important to observe them, to have awareness a particular child is displaying a negative skill related to either moody or temperamental, and we have to modify that. We have to manage that quite well. So by this time the child is leaving your school, you are to be 100% sure the child has developed and child has modified this particular skill, which is a kind of problem behavior. And for this purpose, what we do is that we are introducing a game that is called Show the Mirror. So every school can keep a mirror with them, and the nature of the game is such that check the emotion of the child very often, just like we have introduced a technique called emotional thermometer. Similarly, when the child is moody, when the child is temperamental, child is displaying various negative emotions like very angry or agitated or shouting, yelling, then we can bring that mirror and show to the child and ask the child, can you just see the mirror and see if you look good now? And to be very honest, you can do the experiment by yourself. When the child will be looking to the mirror, child will be immediately try to make the change of the mood, because when the child is reflected, child is given that awareness how we look if we are angry or we are agitated, then there are maximum chance that we change our mood, we change our negative emotion to a positive emotion. Then if the child is not responding to that, even after showing that mirror, the teachers can show the emotion like laughter, like being happy, so that the child will try to imitate that, and the mood change can happen very quickly. So this is a procedure, this is a process. It may not happen in one day if the child is having that particular negative emotion displaying for a longer time. So similar amount of time we need to work with the child to ensure that negative emotion or the temperamental condition is changed to a positive emotion or to a positive behavior. So we have to be having patience enough to work with the child. Do not expect that these things will just change after doing this particular game. We have to play this game, we have to make this activity for a longer period of time. If the child is having such kind of habitual behavior for quite longer period of time, if the child is just started showing this particular emotion, then it may be easy to change that emotion very quickly by doing this particular game. But if the child has already getting into that habitual way of behavior, then we may take some time to do such kind of changes. And while we do this kind of changes in the child or having this kind of activities in school, we also keep this evaluation process simultaneously. If the child is not showing any particular mood or child is not showing any temperamental behavior, then we'll have to assign a score of 0. And if accordingly the child is showing very often, we have to give a score of 3. Accordingly, 1 and 2 has to be provided based on the frequency of such behavior in the child.